Hey YouTube, it's me, Zyrum, or Cholesterol. It depends where you know me from. And this video is a tutorial on how to make a pretty nice cartoony style picture like this. You can use this in anything you really want, like a background or like a signature, just anything really. So before we start, I'm going to tell you guys what you need and what the requirements are. First, you're going to need Cinema 4D R12 or above. When I say that, it means you just have to have any higher update than R12 for this to work. I don't know about any lower versions, but that's just what I'm on. And plus, you're going to need to download the custom Lightroom I made in the description. It has the materials and all the effects already kind of pre-rendered, if that makes sense. Anyway, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to run Cinema 4D and open the Lightroom, which you pretty much just double click this to. But since I already have it open and we already have it here, I'm just gonna take. This is kind of what I made in this. It just doesn't look like it, but that's pretty much the unrendered version of this. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just delete that. And yeah, first off, what you're gonna want to do is open the settings right here and make sure. Oh, any of the ones that aren't checked off to start with, you don't really need. So just keep all of these. So yeah, as long as you make sure all of these are on, and I'll show you how to customize the major ones when it comes to it. So what you're going to want to do is just make it like centered, and then open MoGraph, take a Mo text, see, and for the sake of this tutorial, if you actually want to take the time and try to make like a font with like the free hands and the other points, then you can do that, but it just takes a while, and for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not really going to do that. So what you're going to want to do is just make a text, um, make it say what you want it to say. For this tutorial, I'm just going to say tut. Depth, I usually change that to about 50, just to give it the good like kind of back. And caps, you're going to want to do fillet caps on it, just to kind of make it look kind of smoother around the edges. Now what you're going to want to do is you can also change your font if you want. I'm just going to wait for mine to load. Okay, so that's embarrassing. Almost crashing. Anyway, so what you can do is you can just change the font. I guess I'll just use a Vengeance Heroic just for the sake of it. Just make it a bit more spaced out. Make it smaller. Anyway, so there we have it. So there's that. What you can do is if you want to kind of do it like have kind of the red up here and kind of like, or well, any color, and you kind of want to have a grayish. What you're going to need to do is kind of copy it. So you can just hit Control V to copy, and then you can kind of just make this a bit bigger and kind of like you're going to want to try to push it or pull it behind it a bit, like so. So it kind of gives it like a background type of thing. So anyway, now that you have those two done, you can just choose your colors. So there's a lot of materials and a lot of colors down in my Lightroom. For this tutorial, I guess I could use blue, and a pretty nice one I figured is sketch. Oh, not sketch, just like a black I guess works. So now that you have that, yes, I'll just take that down a tiny, tiny bit. Oops. There. Now what you can do is if you want, you can pre-render it, and look, it already gives it that type of cartoony look. See? And basically, now I'll show you guys how to customize it. So usually I would leave this alone because it kind of already makes it look good enough, although you can adjust it if you want. Color correction, you can adjust this if you want, like put saturation up or brightness, whatever. Usually I keep my saturation and brightness together. Sketches, this is what actually makes it look cartoony. So what you could do is you can mess around in this. If I'll show you what edges. you can just mess around with this and like you can really just do whatever you want with it actually, and it'll all look pretty good in the end. I won't use edges because I personally don't like it. You can put outline on. I'll show you guys what that looks like. It kind of makes it look like it kind of shows it like that, and kind of something like I had here. Anyway, also sorry if this is like a bad tutorial if you consider it, because this is the first time I've actually really had to make a tutorial. This you can leave alone. Object glow, I don't know where the option for that is, but just leave that alone. And median filter, just leave that alone, and everything should be pretty good. So now that you have that, yeah, you can probably just save it wherever you want. So tut. Um, if you plan on doing like a Photoshop type of thing, you could probably check an alpha channel just so you can put it on easier. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Straight alpha you could probably use too. So just render that to your desktop or render it wherever you need it. By the way, if you try to put it into Photoshop, like, and if you even have alpha channel checked and everything, and it still shows up all gray, I do not know what that's about. I personally do not know how to fix it. So, yeah, now that you have that done, you can pretty much just customize it however. Sorry if this doesn't look as good, if that's what you're wondering, as compared to like this. Like, it's just I had to do this kind of fast, and you can kind of see some of the similarities, like how it's kind of gradient in more places than others, and stuff like that. Like I said, you can just pretty much do whatever you want with this now. Like you can put in Photoshop, put some textures around here, put some shadow if you may decide to put into a white background type of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much this tutorial. It's fast and really easy to do. So yeah, I guess I hope everybody enjoys that, and I hope everybody makes some sick fucking backgrounds. Anyway, peace.